Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a now 1750 game of my Necrons against some Space Marines. So my buddy Sibo wanted a game, so I broke out my Necrons again. He picked the size as 1750, and so what I came up with is I'm going to have 2 units of 15 warriors. I got my Lord that has the Orb and Veil of Darkness, 3 Wraiths, I got my 10 Immortals, I got my 8 Flayed Ones coming in, 5 Destroyers, and then 3 separate Heavy Destroyers. The game we got is the 4 objectives, so if you see the little Scarab Swarms, that's them. There's basically one right in front of the blue building. You can see one just on the left edge of the central building, one in front of my Wraiths, and one back with his buildings in the top right. For him, coming in from Deep Strike, he's going to have a unit of Assault Marines. He's also going to have a drop pod being shown by that template because unfortunately he forgot 2 models. He forgot his drop pod, and also if you look on the far right and you see a blue phone, that's supposed to be a Rhino, but we're going to be changing that out soon. But anyway, in that drop pod is a unit, and in there he has his captain with Relic Blade and Storm Shield, and he also has a Librarian in there. Then he has a Rhino, and he has a Plasma Cannon, Plasma Gun. He has 3 different Dreadnoughts there, 2 with Last Cannon and 1 being that Siege whatever guy. Another unit there that's Last Cannon, Plasma Cannon that's sitting on the objective. Empty Rhino that belongs to them, and then a Predator on the far right. So looking at this battle, I really didn't want to be blasted by the Plasma Cannon, so I just made sure to spread out. And the main thing I want to do is just make sure to destroy those Dreadnoughts before they hit my lines, and then hopefully with all my long-range firepower and using some terrain to my advantage, I think I can kind of pick them off and get the advantage. And here's just another little close-up of his army. You can see those 3 scary Dreadnoughts, and then the blue phone Rhino of Doom. So he gets first turn, his stuff moves up, the one Dreadnought there runs up. He does some shots at me, but really, nothing happens to me. I either make my cover saves, or I make all my armor saves, and really just him just jockeying up a little bit. On my turn, my destroyers and things move out. I am not able to do anything to the Dreadnoughts, but I'm able to destroy the Rhino on the left. And my Immortals, and I'm actually using my Wraith there. It's kind of like moving cover, and then later on they can jump a Dreadnought if it comes up. But anyway, they're moving up and putting fire on his scoring unit there in the building, and I think I killed almost half of them this turn. Space Marines turn 2, his reserves still aren't coming in. His Dreadnoughts move up, and you can see his one big siege, whatever one that's called, is coming after my Immortals. Shooting knocks down the one heavy destroyer, but luckily it's within 6 inches of the other one, so I'll get a chance to get back up, and he knocks down one Immortal. But again, I'm doing fairly well with my armor saves and things, and when he does go, actually on the very first turn when he shot his Plasma Cannon from the right unit, it killed itself. So really I'm not doing too badly for incoming fire. So on my turn 2, my Flayed Ones come in and they outflank, unfortunately, over here, which is kind of out from nowhere, but at least they can put up some pressure if those Marines move up. And my Wraiths decide to go and take on this Dreadnought. From my shooting, I was actually able to immobilize the left one, and this one on the right wasn't going to be able to move anyway, but I figured now was the time to destroy it and try and keep these things tied down so I can start concentrating on the rest of his army. So here's the end of my turn 2. You can see the Heavy Destroyer did get back up, joined the other one. The Immortal stayed down, but I mean, the way that he angled that one Dreadnought of his, I was able to put the 2 Heavy Destroyers looking right at the back of it. So I mean, that's just a piece of cake to destroy it. Some shots at the Marines on the left only killed a few. I killed more of the Marines there in the building, but the main thing was just that this turn, all the Dreadnoughts were all shut down. So in his turn 3, his reserves finally come in. He wanted his Assault Marines to be on the other side of my Necrons, but they scattered all the way over here. And unfortunately, with the way you have to place them, he couldn't actually get the full squad of 10 in. So, it was pretty generous to make the 6 here, but yeah, some pretty bad luck for my opponent. And then, of course, the drop pod has a lot easier of a time coming right behind my building, and now I got all of these guys here, and there's a Melta gun, multi-Melta, and then of course the 2 characters. So if I don't deal with these guys quick, they're going to be just ripping me apart. In combat here, I just keep on fighting this guy. I'm not actually. It was actually the one that I'm fighting now is the one that I immobilized. The other one's the one that I made that I could just wasn't able to move for the one turn, so I'm going to have to be worried about it moving again. But the thing that I was taking this picture for is I've actually now also destroyed both the arms. So if I just get one more result, this thing's destroyed. So end of his turn 3, it looks like this. You know, you can see a few of my Necrons are knocked down, but for the most part, he didn't do very much to me at all. I mean, it's just the fact that, you know, his melted gun missing and me making armor saves, and, you know, I think, whereas I have another immortal that falls down, but most of the stuff he does to me is just armor saves, and for 3+ saves, it's, you know, he doesn't do very much. So my turn 3 is pretty deadly. The one squad comes over and I just rapid fire everything into that big squad there. So I mean, you got 2 squads rapid firing, you got the destroyers on the other side, and man, they just decimate that unit. There's only 2 of the actual unit left. The librarian is dead, and the captain, who actually also has a 2+ save, is down to 1 wound. So I mean, they're going to charge in and do some damage, but the main thing is that's a lot less scary. You can also see that the assault marines are also all messed up, and that's because the immortals backed away, shot them up. So did the no, the heavy destroyers actually tried hoping to kill off the commander. But anyway, they killed a bunch of the assault marines. They failed their leadership test, and you can see how far they ran. I think it was like a 665, so it was just insanely far. And then in combat, his little kicking dreadnought kicked down one of my wraiths, but I don't care. It's still all tied up. So in his turn, you know, his 3 guys charge in here, and it's only 3 guys, but I mean, with that relic blade, he can kill me pretty fast, and if I ever fail my leadership test, they're all dead. And now this other dreadnought came in here and joined the fray, so, you know, I can only make my 3+ invulnerables for so long. And at the end of the turn, it looks like this. So, in combat, he killed 2 of my guys. I did nothing to him. Luckily, I made my leadership 8 test, and other than that, you know, he shot down a few of my warriors, but I'm now out of range of his guys at the top there. So I mean, he just couldn't really do very much to me. You know, his one predator's trying to hurt my immortals, but either failing to wound or me making my armor saves. So my turn 4, my cheesy Necrons used the Veil of Darkness to teleport away. And I had planned to go and shoot these guys up and then charge them with the flayed ones for what was left, but the captain failed his leadership 10 test, and so he's running. So that was pretty unfortunate for him. I mean, he was at least going to get a fair fight of it, but now he's running. So in my turn 4, looks like this. You know, the squad that had teleported up rapid fired the unit up there, and I think there's like 3 left. The immortals are moving back against the guys at the top there. I think there's maybe just 1 left, and yeah, I mean, he's really in a bad spot here. So on his turn 5, he's getting pretty desperate. You know, he charges in here just hoping to do something. And actually, it turns out pretty well for him. I mean, the way it started off, you can see his Assault Marines kept on running. In combat with my Wraiths, he knocked them all down, so that means they're all done for. And in the combat on the left, you know, my Lord whiffed. My other guys killed like 1 of his, and then his Power Fist killed 3. So again, I end up losing by 2, and luckily I just passed my leadership 8. Otherwise, you know, all these guys would be dead. So it could have been a lot worse, but it was still a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. So my turn 5, the heavy destroyers fly up behind that dreadnought now, destroy both the arms and destroy it, or with some more shots with the immortals, it's immobilized and has no arms, so both those dreadnoughts there are completely useless. And in the combat on the left, I finally start killing guys, and I think there's just 1 left, and you can see that he's moved the 1 rhino in his last turn to stop me from killing the last person that's on his objective, but you know, the way it is, he can only last for so long. So in his turn 6, and a little bit more desperation, those assault marines go and join this combat. And end of his turn, it looks like this. So I've now finished off the squad, like the actual attack squad that was here on the left. It's just his assault marines now. I think I had won that one, but he held, or maybe it was a draw, I can't remember. And otherwise, he's just kind of shifting around his vehicles. The Rhino comes over here, I'm not really sure why, and now the Predator's moved over to try and block the line of sight to that one guy. Takes a couple of pot shots at my mortals, but no damage done. So then on my turn, I go and I finish the guys there on the left with their consolidate after they're now within range of that objective. I have the objective at the bottom, and I've turbo boosted up my heavy destroyers to go and contest his, so it's pretty much over. But we get a turn 7, and so he goes and he thinks at least me he's going to try and desperately trying to kill these guys, but after the rapid fire plasma gun and all the shots from the Predator and the shots from the one Rhino here, he only kills the one guy and I pass my leadership test, so we just call it now. So a victory to the Necrons. I think the main things that led to it is just, I think for a Necron force, mine was pretty well built. I mean, with those single heavy destroyers, had a good way of destroying his dreadnoughts and vehicles as needed. I also think that the way the terrain was placed and the way that I was able to place after him, I was in a perfect situation where I was away from the most dangerous of his things and I could just kind of pick him off as he came to me. And as well, of course, he had some bad luck with some leadership roles, which, made my job a lot easier. But either way, it was a lot of fun, and Necrons are on a 2-game winning streak. So thanks for watching. Bye.